Hello, welcome to Shaman's Guitars. This is part 2. It's the same day as what I've just done my Fender 82/83 Strat sales pitch, which is well effectively is, or review if you're feeling generous. And we have another one which is up for grabs. I'm basically moving house, and I've got far too many. You can't see the ones on the rack there, which is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just there. There's 5 over here, including this one, and then there's another good little nose having in the loft. There's too many guitars, even though I do love them all. I love some more than others, which I'm sorry to say. So this is, well, I hesitate to say mint condition, but it's about as mint as it gets if you've played a guitar for 5 minutes a few times. This clearly is the educated among you will recognise this. What's become affectionately known as the scrawl. I think it says Les Paul 100. Is that not supposed to be Les Paul's actual handwriting? I don't think Les Paul actually wrote that on each guitar. He was dead at the time, so I think it's pretty unlikely. But apparently he knew that Gibson were going to be doing a Les Paul 100, whatever that is. I don't know what the 100 stands for. Is it not? Is it 100 years of Gibson or some twaddle like that? So he obviously, before he died, he wrote Les Paul 100 on a piece of paper and said, "Put that on the headstock when I'm gone." What he also told them to do, I can only assume Les Paul told them to do these things because it would be ridiculous to do it otherwise, is put... Oh, you can laugh. Ludicrous. Can I get a Les Paul in the house? Look at that. Actually, Les waving at the hologram machine. You can see all this gubbins, which we're going to go through in a minute. So, in fact, we might as well do that now. So, this is 2015 Gibson Les Paul Junior. I'm going to be honest. I did buy it on Amazon when they were doing them selling them off cheap because it was too good to pass up, really. However, I'm not really a Gibson type of person. This is the only Gibson that I've got. I did have a Les Paul and I sold that. The scale, I'll do like a slightly longer scale. So what's the Fender? 3/4 inch more. It's not that much, but well, 3/4 inch. I'd rather have it than not, if you know what I mean. So it just, I'm over 6 foot tall. Everything just seems a little bit cramped. Now, I specifically twiddled the knobs to put it out of tune because, of course, what we have now, this is probably my favourite bit of the guitar. This thing is cool. This is the robot tuning system, or G-Force, or whatever they call it. Gibson G-Force, Tronic by Tronical. Right. So, it tunes the guitar for you. So, I'm going to strum it. I'm going to press this button here. I'll press the button again. Oh, hang on, I pressed the wrong button, I think. So this just goes to show how good the system is, because it's so easy to use. I think I pressed the wrong button. I think you're supposed to press the middle button. I pressed the menu button. Hey! It lives! Come on! Whoa, that's gone loose. Right, okay, that's very interesting. It has literally never done that before, although it does essentially demonstrate the... If you're at a gig and that happened, look at this. So it's done alright with those on. And that's gone off. actually charge the battery. But see, oh, you turn it the wrong way as well. There we are. So, that is actually quite a good demonstration of why people take this off the guitars. Now, I was expecting that to work perfectly first time, because it pretty much has done, although sometimes you get these random things where just somebody decides one of the strings is just we'll just do it really, really loose and then go all the way back up, and it's just not, I mean, I like the idea because you can set it for different tuning. So, I mean, it's not the ideal guitar for slide, but you could maybe raise the bridge up or you know, I wouldn't mind it on acoustic, actually, because I tend to use different tunings more on acoustic than electric. But for me, it does takes the guitar out of the equation for live use, because, well, if you can manually tune it, but the tuners go the wrong way, so that's going to screw up your head when you're trying to tune in the middle of a set. You can't really trust the system not to do something like what it just did there, which is completely random. I mean, I was pressing the wrong button because I was used to doing the other way around, so that was user error to start with, but certainly, yeah, the battery's gone flat. So again, so batteries and guitars just don't mix. I know Greg Koch has been plugging his new Fishman Fluence pickups, which I don't know, none of the demos sound very good. And you've got to charge. He says, "Oh, you're only got to charge it once every 300 hours." But yeah, but who wants to charge your guitar at all? I don't. I don't want to have to. I don't want any batteries on my guitar. Or if I do, maybe want a replaceable one, like a 9 volt or something. Anyway, it wasn't really a rant, but it's finished anyway. So let's be fair to the guitar. Let's forget about the tuning system and let's just concentrate on the guitar now. So let's show you what it looks like. Here we are. Now you can see this has still got the plastic on the pick guard. I'm certainly not going to take that off. Tone and volume, single P90 dog ear pickup. So yeah, these ones had some distinctive, apart from the things I've just shown you, the hologram, the squiggle. They had an extra couple of mils on the neck each side for some completely unknown reason. Really have no idea why they did that. It's not bad, actually. I quite like it. I say I've got kind of fairly big hands, so it doesn't feel wrong, to be honest. And the brass nut. And there's a squiggle. Really, but you know, in its favour, it is really well made. I know Gibson have got some question marks about the QC. It looks like they've put all. They can. I was going to say it looks like they put all the QC into the cheapest model. They can certainly make one of these very nicely. I'll show you the other side. Now I can't see. Obviously, there will be a joint here somewhere, but I can't see one. It's all really done lovely. Is that not? You know, beautifully made guitar. You see, it's just where the neck joins. There's just nothing of any consequence to complain about. So I have to say, this is probably, you know, the feeling of quality that you get off it, it's probably the best sort of quality feeling guitar that I've got. The Bacchus comes close, the Fender Telly is pretty close as well. The Japanese 85, that's pretty cool. But this has got something solid about it, you know, it's all glued together. That's pretty cool. I presume that's meant to bow upwards like that, yeah. Oh, and the one thing I haven't mentioned is the smell. You get it when you open the case. Oh, it smells phenomenal. Now, it took me ages to work out what it is that it reminds me of, and the answer is Amarula. That liqueur, sort of like Bailey's competitor liqueur with elephant on the bottle and a little dangly cord thing. Amarula, it smells like Amarula. And you get that every time you open the case. Now, it's almost worth keeping it just for that smell. Presuming it's the nitro, because this presumably is nitro. So it is a real quality guitar with some interesting features. And basically it has a sound which is lovely. but you probably wouldn't use it clean like that. Well, I might put on the crunch channel on the Katana here. Whoa, mama. Well, do I not like that? I'm gonna try. I've got Boss OD1X. I'm just trying this out as well. Those of you who've seen my other videos will know that I don't often play in that style. I think it's more a case of, well, when I'm demoing the Fenders, I'm all sort of Gilmore-y, I should say. But when you play a guitar like this, you instantly just sort of, I don't know what you might call it, punk rock or whatever. You're chugging away with some sort of sussy type chords. And Bob's your uncle, really, really is. Yeah, I didn't really like the guitar on the crunch, it's far too bright. And not scoopy enough. Let's try that again. I generally quite like to start with a clean tone and take things from there, but you generally, probably with a guitar like this, you would want to start off crunchy. Risky, put some overdrive on top. So if you want a guitar that makes you play like that, this is definitely the one. This is definitely the one. It is lovely. It really, really is. It really, really is. I wish I didn't have to move or sell stuff. Or I wish I could afford to live in a mansion where I could have a guitar room. Cool, coolio. Right, so obviously you only got one pickup, and I do quite like a bridge pickup, a neck pickup, I beg your pardon. So that just presents something of a dilemma. You can warm it up a bit. Yeah, you can warm it up a bit, but it's still just a bridge pickup that's got less treble, you know, so... Do I need to tune? Certainly do. There we are. That's what happens when it does work. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. I just threw a bit of a strop. My personal little tweak of the tuning there. So as with anything with a microprocessor in it, you're always fiddling. You know, you're always fiddling. Oh, is that right? You know, is it right? Has it tuned it properly? Yeah, it's close enough. What else to say, really? I mean, it doesn't have a lot of features apart from that. It's just a really, really good rocking out thing. I mean, I suppose, I don't know, what I'm thinking is you might want to take these gubbins off. But at the same time, it is quite useful. It's a difficult one to call, really. If you want to keep, and also, I don't know if this is wishful thinking, but these are quite unique, these 2015s. They notoriously didn't sell very well. So I wonder if they didn't make as many or something like that. I don't know if they even do a junior. This is 2017. I don't know if they even do make a junior. So if you want an up-to-date junior with this GeForce business, and this is a cool option. You know, will they become collectible? Would it be better just to leave it as it is and not take this off? I suppose it is fairly reversible. Anyway, there we are. Gibson Les Paul Junior 2015 in the house. That's tonal 5, tonal 6, tonal 7. Just rolled off slightly, and that's, why do you even have a volume control on guitars? Yeah, I kind of, you know, I usually manage to spin these videos out over about half an hour. That's when the camera stops rolling, anyway. But I haven't managed to do it with this one because there isn't a lot to say really, apart from the fact that it is phenomenally nice, and it just does have a bit of personality. It's just that the personality of a junior is somewhat at odds with having extra features chucked onto it. You know, the neck width is cool actually because, you know, for the big kind of cores you can probably use a little bit of extra width on the neck. The brass nut, again, it's probably to something to do with the tuners. It's the tuners really, and again, they're probably heavier than a standard set, and so you're getting a bit of extra weight. I don't know. You can always take them off. I don't suppose it'd be too difficult to take them off, and you can always put them back on if you change your mind. So there we are. These sell for, I don't know, 500 quid or something like that now. And everyone will know what you've got if you show them the one with the squiggle on, with the squiggle on the top.
Oh yeah, it's 2015. Aren't they rubbish?
Well, no, they're just as good as the others, except they have extra funny features. Let's see if I can spin things out with a bit of a jam. do. So let's have another final look at this wonderful instrument. So Les Paul Junior, 2015. I think it's mahogany, the body, I think so. You can't see a join, I can't see a join. There must be one, I guess, unless you get very lucky indeed and get a one piece, which is highly unlikely, and let's not be too hasty. There may be evidence of one sort of in the middle there somewhere, but then the evidence kind of goes away again, so I don't know. Beautiful neck join, you know, it just honestly does put, even though I've not really yet to have a Gibson phase, to be honest. I've had a couple and I've really preferred the more sort of workman-like guitars. I'm a bit scared to throw this around, to be honest, because I don't know, it just seems so kind of pristine. But yeah, it does, I was saying, it just kind of puts Fenders to shame really in terms of the way that it's all kind of glued and lovely and smooth, and there's no bolts under your hand or anything like that. Obviously if you want to change the neck it's a little bit trickier. And so we have the controversial headstock. Brass nut, Les Paul 100 signature, because you know, Les Paul knew what the marketing ploy would be for Gibson before he died. And on the other side, here we have them, the Tronical G-Force tuners, which work, let's be generous and say they don't work 100% of the time. And well, while we're at it, let's see if we can get Les Paul to wave at us. There he is, look, encased in holographic plastic forever. So you're never alone when you've got a Les Paul hologram to wave at you. Okay, right, well, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching, people. This is for sale. I'll take 500 quid or thereabouts for this in a case. You know, I'll wipe my finger marks off it, but apart from that, it really is in mint condition. It's never been gigged or anything like that. Yeah, fantastic guitar for someone who just kind of wants to rock out, really. Right, thanks for watching. There may be a few more for sale, so I'll post them when I'm ready to do another video. Cheers, thanks.